We are here to start a zoo area. I don't have a proper name for it yet, so let me know in the comments below what you think I should call this. Anyway, I think I'll go for a 3-4 star zoo today, obviously depending on how quickly I can get the needed number of visitors, but I'll do my best. Plus we might also get a few minutes to build somewhere else, but don't hold me to that. And there you go, we open this up. It gives us a couple of things, not too much. But before we do anything zoo related, you guys know what we need to do. You guys already know this. This is gonna be our main attraction actually, at least for this area, and at least for now. So I'm thinking we're gonna need probably this parking lot. I don't want it to be too big, because that's gonna be ridiculous. Probably what we want is to bring this road out here just a little bit. There you go. And have this go this way. There we go. And bring this together and see how that's gonna look. Hopefully it's gonna look pretty nice. And I think it does. Obviously there's gonna be a couple of trees going out here, which are probably gonna be catching on fire. Like it or not. And there we go. Now that we're done with that, I'm thinking we're gonna need something out here like a lake. So give me a second to figure this out. Alright, well that did not go according to plan at all. I just kind of destroyed quite a bit of my city with that little tsunami. But let's be honest, these guys probably deserved it. They probably did. With everything they've gotten. Anyway, now that that's done, let's continue on building our beautiful zoo. And what I'm thinking out here actually is we're gonna have a pathway going all around this lake area out here. I think that's gonna be nice. And people would enjoy that. And then we're obviously gonna put some vegetation out here. And by the way, if you like my video, please consider subscribing, as that does help me out. And thank you in advance. Okay, that's not what I wanted. I did not want a bridge. And probably destroyed that a little bit. There we go, and just move this a little bit closer, or somewhat around to make it look a little bit nicer. There you go. Then we're going to be putting a bunch of vegetation in there, but that's going to be coming up later, at a later point. And now all we gotta do is make sure that we got a path going out there. So now that we're done with that, there is a couple of things we could place. So there is a moose and reindeer enclosure, which I think is pretty nice. I think we're gonna be putting this guy... Okay, it's a little bit bigger than I anticipated, so we'll have to figure this out one way or another. I don't want to destroy anything. You know what? We're gonna place this guy here for now, and then we can move him around. I think we can actually even place this guy like right about here. Maybe, if we're careful enough, or maybe not. Okay, right there is gonna be fine, I think, and obviously we want to redo this a little bit to make it look a little bit better. So just gonna be grabbing this, bringing that over there, and bringing... Oh, that looks like it's a couple more trees than necessary out there. So there you go, bring this over here, and this looks okay. And just shove this a little bit to be parallel. Perfect. So there is that, and then we're continuing on. So there is a birdhouse, which is actually not that big, and I think that's going to be perfect right about here. Obviously, we're going to be moving this a little bit further away because I do want to put its own road out here eventually when I actually find it. And we're going to be grabbing that. If we can... Or maybe not. Maybe not. Let's put a road maybe like right about there, I think, yeah. And let's move this to make it look a little bit better. There you go. Not too bad, not too bad. So now these guys can go out here, and then they can continue on moving around. There you go. Just gonna find a good spot for it. Wow. Alright, so that's not looking good at all. Alright, try number 2, and this looks a little bit better. Perfect. Just move this around. We're gonna figure out what we want out here. And last but not least, we got one more thing out here. Antelope enclosure. And that's actually not too big as well. And I think this right here is gonna be a good spot for it. I mean, that spot is just basically asking for something to be put out here. And so we're gonna do exactly that. Bring this over here. Bring this road a little bit away. I think we can put in a couple of trees here and there. Obviously want to bring this guy a little bit closer. And so far, this is looking pretty good. We're going to be able to add a couple of more things all around, but we're going to do that a little later on. And actually, out here, what I'm thinking is we're going to have a little forest area on this end, and this is where we're going to be putting everything else. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're going to be doing, and they have a couple of roads out here already. Or maybe not. Never mind. Let's bring this road up here for now, just to the middle. And we're going to be using mostly these trees out here to make everything look good. So we're just going to copy and paste, and then we're just going to go mayhem. Alright, and this looks pretty okay-ish for now. Obviously, there's still work to do around here, but I think this is a pretty nice forest in the middle out here. So we're gonna leave it as is. And there is a couple of things I would actually like to do out here with policies. So, advertising campaign, and we want that. And that's gonna be our main park out here, at least for now. Night tours, we can do that. They can recycle garbage, not that it matters, I just want to make sure that this area looks a little bit better. Animal ethics, let's do that as well. And I think that's all we really want for now. And just, since we are looking to get a bunch of visitors out here, we're just going to be putting this down a little bit, just so we get visitors a little bit quicker, and hopefully they are going to start coming in, because if they're not, oh, that's going to become a bit of a problem. And actually, let's move this guy like right about there. And that means we'll have to redo this out here real quick. All right, there you go. Now we should have a couple more people coming in out here. So while we wait, we can decorate a few things here and there. So I'll be right back. Alright, these fires are getting out of hand, guys. Looks like the whole city is ablaze. That is very, very unfortunate, and I'm not really sure as to why exactly. So that's a bit sad. That's a bit sad, but they'll survive. They'll survive. Trees will grow back. I'm sure of it. But anyway, we're down here with this fence, thankfully. That's not my favorite part of any build, but something we gotta do, I suppose. So we did that. And we're still waiting for a few people to come over here, actually. So while we wait, we're gonna continue on decorating. Alright, so we reached level 2, and that's great. So we got a couple of more things that we can add on, and as you can see, there's quite a few things here that needed to be changed in order to make this look good. So it does take a while to actually make anything worthwhile out here, but once you actually get the hang of it, get a bit of a better picture of what's going on, it makes the life a lot easier. And yet there is still quite a bit to do, so we're just adding a little bit of vegetation here, as you can see, to make it look a little bit more realistic, like this is actually a pond. So we gotta make it look a little bit more realistic, just adding a bunch of vegetation here and there. And then we're gonna figure out where we're gonna be putting the rest of the things. But for now, let's just focus on decorating a couple of things here and there. A couple of bathrooms were added out here, as you can see, for the comfort of these folks out here. You know, obviously they're gonna need these bathrooms. You know, it's quite a walk. It's quite a walk. So we'll give them what they need, and they will need that. And without further ado, let's continue on adding a bunch of things here and there. A couple of trees, you know. Nothing too major. I don't really have a plan when it comes down to trees. I'm just kind of throwing them around and then making them look semi-decent, you know. I want to make this look sort of like a wilderness park, you know, zoo type of thing. So you would go in there and you would feel like, you know, you would feel like the animals are not exactly in a cage, like you're actually walking somewhere in a forest, you know, something along those lines. And actually, I think there's going to be a couple of more trees being added on, because I'm getting a little bit tired of the same trees all the time. So a couple more are going to be added, which I was not initially planning on having, but they still look semi-decent out here, so we're going to add them nonetheless. And there you go, this area around the lake, it's starting to look like a good area now, with a bunch of things being added on. A bunch of trees. I mean, look at this. I mean, just look at this area right here. I mean, it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. But we still got a couple of things we gotta do out here before we start adding on the other 3 buildings that were unlocked. So we better focus on what we're doing out here. My only worry right now is that some of this is actually gonna catch on fire, and this is all gonna burn down, which is not gonna be good. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that's actually not gonna happen. But knowing myself, and knowing my luck, it probably will. But hang on tight, guys. Hang on tight. We're gonna find out eventually. And I'm sure that's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful fire raging on out here. Yep, some of this vegetation is getting out there. We don't want that happening. Just want to add a couple of things here so it doesn't look like it's a bald spot. Oh, and actually a couple of these buildings need to get cleared out. And there we go. I mean, look at this. This is starting to take shape. I think I'm going to finish this corner out here yet before I move on to other things. Alright, and I think we're pretty much done with this area. Maybe a couple more pieces of vegetation out here, because this looks like it's a pretty bald spot. And to top everything off, just going to be adding a little bit of grass out here, so it looks a little bit better, or somewhat better. There we go, and then just a couple of tall grasses here. And I think this looks pretty good now. I mean, look at that. I say this looks amazing. And moving on, we got a couple of things to add on out here. So we got a bison enclosure now. We also got insect, amphibian, and reptile house. It's not actually that big. I think we could add this guy like right about here. I think that's gonna be fine. And then we also got a tarsier house, which is also not that big, and I think it's gonna fit out here just fine. There you go, a couple of more buildings. We're gonna come back to that since we still gotta place bison at some place. And I believe what we can do out here, well, first of all, we're gonna find our road, probably this road, and we're gonna go this direction out here, just going like right around. Nothing too crazy, just there we go. Get out here, perfect. Get out here, and then we're just gonna grab this guy and move everything out here. So now there is a beautiful path going right through this forestry area. And bisons, where can we add these bison? Oh, and that's actually a pretty large building out here. I didn't realize how big it actually is. I think we're gonna be shifting this around a little bit. There we go. Not bad. Yeah, I didn't realize how big this guy is, actually. And then what we can do is actually just add a pathway out here. Just like so. And I believe that's gonna be okay. I mean, people walking out here, they're not really seeing the bison, so I think that's gonna be fine. We might as well just add another pathway right about... Ah, man, this is not gonna be adding... Oh, actually we could. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. So now folks can actually go see bison right off the bat. I think that's gonna be okay. They can take this path. If they don't want to, they don't have to. I mean, they can go this way, which is fine with me as well. Okay, so it looks like we still have to wait for a few folks to show up, a little less than 2,000. So my initial plan might be a bit of a stretch, but we still have plenty of decorating to do, and I want to finish up this area out here. So without further ado, let's continue on, since we still have a lot to do out here. Alright, I think this area out here is now looking pretty good. People walking out here, they're not really seeing anything. Well, first of all, there is a fence. Second of all, there's a bunch of trees. I'm thinking maybe we're missing a tree or so out here, so we're just gonna grab this guy, close this area off somewhat. There you go. Looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Actually, before we do anything else, what we could do is actually take one of these guys out here, and through their eyes, we can take a look at what's going on here. Well, I mean, look at this. I mean, you're walking through this amazing zoo, and this is what you're looking at. I mean, look at this vegetation. No traffic, no nothing. It's peaceful. You hear the animals. Then there's this guy. I don't know what he's doing. He looks weird. And you walk out here, and you take a look at these antelopes. I mean, beautiful. Except that the rocks out here, they're not looking too great. But yeah, I mean, looks absolutely stunning at the moment. And without further ado, let's take a look. So we're still missing quite a few folks out here. I'm not sure why not that many people want to come over. I mean, we're only like at 11 visitors a week. So that's a bit of a problem. Oh, speaking of problems. Oh no! Oh no, now this is actually a problem because that building is now on fire. Hopefully it's going to be put out quickly. How are we doing here? Okay, we're back to normal. Alright, well, that was a bit unfortunate there. Whew. Did not enjoy that. Now, the problem is, I'm not really sure how big the rest of these buildings are. I mean, we got a flamingo enclosure. We also got an elephant enclosure, which I would imagine is pretty big. Sea live enclosure. A giraffe enclosure, which I would imagine is big as well. Monkey palace. Rhino enclosure. And also lion enclosure. But we gotta reach zoo level 5 for that. And we're not there just yet. And unfortunately, I do not think we're gonna get there today. Alright guys, this zoo has not yet caught on fire. I think I should be worried, to be honest, because I'm pretty sure that's only a matter of time before it actually does catch on fire. And I'm not looking forward to that day, but I'm just feeling it that that day is gonna come, so Let me know down in the comments if you predict that there is gonna be a fire raging on out here in the next few minutes or not, because I am sure there is. But man, is that gonna be a glorious fire. It's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful fire, if nothing else. Which is kind of glorious and scary at the same time. And hopefully we don't get to experience that too much. But you never know, you know? You just never really know. Alright, well at least we finished the north side of the zoo, so I think that's already pretty good progress. Here, however, we'll have to wait. I am thinking we might get rid of this forest just to make some space for other zoo buildings. However, we could also prolong this zoo over the highway, which would look kind of nice, I'm not gonna lie. But we'll see how much space we'll actually need. And while we wait for the rest of these folks to show up, which I'm not sure is gonna happen here anytime soon, unfortunately, because I think I went a little bit overboard with my entertainment, and not so many visitors, however. And I'm not really sure why, so if you know the answer to that, let me know in the comments below. As for now, I think we have a couple of minutes left to do that bonus thing I was talking about in the beginning. And that has nothing to do with this fire raging on, unfortunately, or fortunately. But we're gonna quickly redo this area out here because it's starting to drive me nuts. I've been meaning to get to this area and I always just don't get to it. So we're gonna take care of this now. Alright, and I think this is going to be looking okay out here. I just gotta add a couple of trees because we cannot go far without adding trees, guys. Let's be honest. Oh, by the way, I should probably turn these guys back on and destroy some of these trees on top of my buildings because we don't actually want that. It looks a little bit ridiculous. That's way too many trees. I do love trees, but that's way too many of them. There we go, cleaning this up a little bit. Perfect, I like that. And they're gonna build a couple of stores out here. And I'm gonna be honest, maybe we get rid of all of these trees out here for now. Just because I don't think they're actually gonna be needed here. Maybe those trees were kind of needed, but we're gonna figure that out at a later time. Okay, there we go. There we go. First of all, healthcare. Okay, that's being reached. Fire department, that's great. Police department, that's also good out here. So actually, no worries about that. And all we gotta do is actually grab concrete and add this area out here with a bunch of concrete. And I don't think we're gonna be doing much of anything else out here. Just gonna be like a beautiful area out here, except maybe we'll make the brush a little bit smaller because this area out here I would actually prefer it to stay green. There you go. There we go. That looks absolutely beautiful now. Nice. And a couple of trees out here at the perimeter. Oh, look at that. That's a couple of shops out here that got built. Convenience store. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. They look pretty nice out here. Kind of cute. So we're looking for something a little bit smaller. Maybe not that small. What about juniper? I think juniper out here is going to be fine. Just going to be adding a couple. Or maybe not. What's going on? I think this is what's going on. And there we go. Bunch of junipers here. A bunch of junipers here. This is already looking a little bit better than it was. I'm not going to be putting any junipers there. And what these guys need out here is actually some parking lots. We're missing some parking lots. There we go. Let's take a look at the parking lots, paid ones. There we go. And I think we're going to be adding a couple of them here and there. Perfect. A couple of them here. And then I think a couple of them out here as well. Nice. Perfect. And what we're going to be doing out here is no parking on street. Makes absolutely no sense to have these guys parking on the street. Obviously, nobody's parking on this street. You guys are fine. Nobody's parking on these streets because they're like main roads out here. We don't want that. Even out here, probably not. There you go. And here. Alright, so they got a bunch of parking spaces now. I mean, look at that. Look at how many people are attending out here. That's ridiculous. I mean, 216 visitors. They're doing great. I think we can actually... Oh, no, that's security budget. That's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, anyway, this can stay. These guys are now going to be having fun. And what just happened? They just became less happy, and I don't like that. This guy out here, can we turn him back on? I think so. I mean, obviously we don't have any businesses out here, and we don't really have any nature out here. So that kind of sucks. But he should start making a little bit of money, hopefully. I mean, there's a couple of guests coming over. Clarity rating is 55%. I mean, this should be attracting them. Hopefully, maybe, we'll see. But I think there is a good chance that we're gonna finally start making some money out here. And actually, you know what? We can put a bunch of trees out here as well. Why not? I think that's gonna be just fine. And I thought I destroyed these trees, but apparently not. And I think we're gonna need something a little bit taller. There you go, like these guys out here. We don't need a brush. All we need to do is grab a couple of these bad boys out here, place them out here. There we go, and then just a bunch of trees here. And a couple of trees there. And then obviously we're just gonna be grabbing these guys out here, putting them there. Calling it a day, alright. take a look at our zoo once more. So it looks like we only reached a 2-star just because people, for some weird reason, are not actually going out here. Which is unfortunate, but I think after we expand this area out here, there's going to be quite a bit more people coming over, and that's going to be great. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Scorpion out.